I had some really nice messages about my first vlog. So I'm going to keep it going, particularly whilst we've got like interesting weeks and whilst stuff feels like there's interesting things to share, I'll keep it going. So today is Monday. It's now 7 a.m, 7:30 a.m. My husband's gone away for work again, and so my mum came down last night, and she's down with me for the week to kind of help me be able to get back to work. And it's a bit of an unusual one for us because over the last couple of months, she's been down to London quite a few times for a week, and it's always been really fun. Like, we've kind of gone to galleries, gone out and done day trips out and stuff. And so, to be honest, the kind of period of maternity leave has felt a little bit like a holiday. What's weird this time is that is not the intention of this trip down. This trip down with her, the intention is that she is helping me be able to work. So tomorrow we've got a photo shoot, and we've got that on Wednesday. She's going to come with me to work in order to be a helping hand for Sasha so that I can work. Today I'm working at home. She's going to help me out with some of the bits of work. I'll show you what we're working on when I get back home. But what's quite remarkable is it's 7:30. I'm just heading to the shop because I hadn't got any food in for breakfast particularly. And this is the first time actually I've been to the supermarket on my own in a matter of kind of probably like a month, without having Sasha strapped to me. So even just little things like that feel really weird now, getting used to. But I'm going to the shop. I always usually make my own granola, and I haven't made a batch for about a month, and it's such a minor thing, but actually I really miss having my breakfast ritual. So also just having mum down enables me to go get my ingredients, go make some granola. So I'm going to do that this morning, and then when I get back to the house I'll show you what I'm going to be working on because it's really fun.
Do put a lot of
Right, I am back home again. Granola is made in the oven, and this is the point where I usually forget about it, so I'm going to try my really best not to forget about it. Mum is downstairs with Sasha. Sasha is very happily sleeping, and it's very nice knowing that she's being hugged down there, whilst I can start thinking about some work. So we have a photo shoot tomorrow. And I basically have a big list that I went home with, which I think I talked about on the last vlog. I went home with on Friday night of things I needed to do. So one of them was I needed to get loads of pieces of wooden board painted into quarters, and so managed to get this done yesterday with the help of Mum when she arrived. Got her immediately started up on these. It's amazing how long things like this take you just because of like washing loads of brushes. So I got that bit done yesterday, and that was really important. Today, I mean, this is where it's great to do a job that you love, because today my job is I have an absolute ton of decorations to paint, and I guess these vlogs are going to give real spoilers to what's coming, but if you're watching it you probably are a good kind of fan of the Fable thread and you probably deserve to know what's coming. So basically last year we did these painted Christmas decorations. This year we're doing it again, but we are doing it better. And so they're much, and we've gone to a different place to get them all cut. They're much thicker. They're real kind of pieces that are going to last for years and years and years. So if you spend a lot of time painting them, they're going to last. And we've got new designs coming in. Like, anyone who knows our range will recognise these characters. We've got a crocodile, an elephant. These are the Just So story of how the elephant got his trunk. It's called The Elephant's Child is the actual name of it. So I've got all these to paint because we're photographing them tomorrow. So basically I'm going to kind of clear the table. Mum's going to help me with some painting, but she's also going to help by doing things like she's going to go out with Sasha this afternoon, because I can paint with Sasha. I can paint with her kind of strapped in the papoose. But what I really want to do when I'm doing something like this is have everything laid out on the table and be able to go around with one colour at a time, kind of adding details to everything, walking around the table. And that is more just physically more demanding if you have a 5 kilogram weight attached to you. So that's my plan for the day. I also have an embroidery, well, 2 embroideries that I have to finish. Now, because we've got a 2-day photo shoot, if something doesn't get finished today, I do have the ability, whilst the photo shoot is going on tomorrow, to finish part of it. What I'm not going to do today is any desk work at all. So no, I'm not going to open my computer, because the thing is, the moment I open my computer, I know I'm not going to close it for ages, and so it's better almost just to pretend that's not happening. I'll be able to do that tomorrow. So that's my plan for the day, and it's going to be one where I'm kind of staying here working whilst Mum is in and out and helping me out with Sasha. It is the middle of the day, it's nearly 3:00. I have been kind of painting on and off for most of the day. I've got kind of loads of these decorations done, but not as far along as I wanted to be, as is going to be like the running theme, as is the running theme in my life. And I guess one of the things, this is the first time of doing this setup with my mum, where she's come down to London partly to help me be able to work, and it worked super well this morning. Because Sasha went to sleep, and so Mum kind of had her all morning till about kind of 10 o'clock or whatever. But that gave me a good few hours of work. And then Mum went out for a walk with Sasha and Roger, and that was great. But then since they came back, Sasha's been kind of fussing quite a lot, and it's really hard. I find it really hard hearing her fussing at all, and allowing someone else to settle her. And that is obviously what I have to be able to do if I'm going to be able to work and everything. I have to allow someone else to help me, and that means I have to allow someone else to kind of be the person who helps kind of settle Sasha. And it's good for Sasha, like it's good for her not to only be able to be kind of settled or soothed by me. And it's not like it's loads of people, it's just my mum. Like, she's going to spend an awful lot of time in her life with my mum. But what it means is that I also said a few things. I feel like, firstly, that kind of distracted me for the time when they were in the house and Sasha wasn't asleep. I felt like I just wasn't focused. And then secondly, I really forgot to eat. I forgot to eat. I keep forgetting to kind of eat proper meals, because you're kind of distracted by everything else going on. And then find myself getting that element of slightly anxious and everything, and suddenly just realising it's just because I'm hungry. So I guess it's not that easy. Just having someone here to help doesn't mean you switch off. Like, you are still very present with your child, and you're still mentally thinking about them. But it's almost like I need to train myself out of that, because when my mum is here helping, she is brilliant and she doesn't need me to get kind of involved. So basically, it's now about 3:00. They've just gone out again. They've gone out to kind of go to the shops, go look around, and they're going to give me maybe a 2-hour window, or as long as Sasha basically is quite happy in the carrier sleep for. So I've got a bit of an isolated window now. I have a lot to crack through, so I'm going to just really work at a pace of knots and just not be perfectionist about anything and just get through things, which actually probably will result in a better output anyway. And I'll let you know how I get on. Time has flown. It is, what is it now? 5. Oh, that's my door. That's my mum, probably. Here we are. That was Mum was just coming back with Sasha, and she'd been out for 2 hours with Sasha, going around kind of running various errands with Sasha in the carrier, and actually having that was amazingly productive. So I've had all these decorations to paint. I've had about 30 to paint today, and I'm now down to the final 2, which very randomly are a rhinoceros and a cake. All will make sense in due course. But actually that's I'm basically done now with pretty much what I needed to have done. I've got an embroidery I need to finish, so I'm going to be able to finish these 2 decorations. It's 5:00, so probably by 5:30 I'll finish the decorations, can clear everything away, have a bit of a break, and then just when we're going to watch a film or something tonight, then I can do the final bit of embroidery. And actually that means I have managed to get everything needed to be done for the photo shoot, which was quite remarkable, because I really did not expect to. And so that's where we're at the end of the day, and it shows the benefit of having my mum here to be able to do that. So, here, this one's just woken up, haven't we, Sash? Hello. We're going to go get her changed and finish off our final 2 decorations, and then I'll probably speak to you next tomorrow.
And is that what you like?
I know.
It will still be all.
Yeah.
For your grievous loss. The total in accrued saving.
So it's the middle of the night, or well, it's about 4 a.m. I have little Sasha here. She's just finished her nighttime feed, and I thought, in the essence of showing the real kind of unfiltered reality of this whole juggle, when I woke up to do her nighttime feed, I was she just fed, and then I suddenly remembered on my to-do list actually for today had been to do. Here you go, darling. That one if you want. On my to-do list for the day had been to review our newsletter. Our newsletter usually goes on the last day of the month, and that's today now. In about 3 hours' time is when it would usually go, and I hadn't done a final review. I had a whole section I needed to write, and in the preparation for the photo shoot, I'd completely forgotten that was on my list today. So I have also my laptop here right now, and this is some of the reality of how the juggle is working, is that it means that sometimes in the middle of the night I am getting up and doing bits of work in random snatched hours, but I reclaim those hours at other points. Like, I'm not going to then work all through the day. I have like gaps in time when I'm not doing stuff during the day, but you really are it's very muddling through, and it is a little bit chaotic, and it does mean sometimes the newsletter is being done at 4 a.m, but given she's here anyway, and it's when she is at a point where she just wants to be held while she goes back to sleep, it's not too much of a burden.
It is 8:15. Sasha is just having her breakfast, and I am just getting ready with Mum. We're both getting ready to go to the studio. Had hoped to get away by 8:30. I mean by 8 o'clock, but that's not realistic. So hopefully we'll get away in the next sort of 15 minutes. I'm taking a load of stuff from home, so I've kind of been scooting around the house, picking up framed pieces off the walls and everything, taking everything across the studio to photograph with our photographer Jessie. We've got a 2-day photo shoot this time, which gives quite a nice level of flexibility, because if we don't get everything we want to do done today, or if we've been kind of over ambitious, it means we can kind of slightly adjust and make different plans for tomorrow. So it means it's slightly more relaxed today. Mum is coming across to the studio with me. She's going to help out with Sasha and kind of take Sasha out for a little bit, so that I have a few kind of hours just with Jessie, because we've got to do a load of process photos where we're sort of making stuff and in the middle of things, and that's going to be very hard to do if I actually had her strapped to me. That would be quite hard for me to do today, whereas I can do them when Mum's out with Sasha. That's the plan for the day. Because we're a bit behind schedule, when we get to the studio, I'm not likely to have any time to film anything. So I will film kind of tonight, or at some point at the end of the day, let you know how it's all gone. But it should be a fun day, but it's always a bit stressful doing photo shoots, because you have a lot of shots you want to capture. We've got a really long shot list that we're trying to capture, and it's always hard to know quite how ambitious you've been. Setting up angles when you're not a stylist is actually really hard. So it's fun when you see the end results, a little bit manic in the meantime, which is why it's good having Mum to help with Sasha today. So that's the plan, and I will see you on the other side.
I guess just pile them on top of those and.
What's this place?
There we go.
It is nearly 8 p.m. I have a little ready for bed baby here, and so I'm going to record this quite quickly because I feel like she's a little bit likely to go off any minute now while she waits for bed. But I thought I'd quickly update you on the day. So we basically got back from the studio at about 6:30 almost, and the photo shoot went really well. It's the first time actually ever doing a 2-day photo shoot, and so Jen and I had prepared quite a long list of things to do, because we've been quite kind of worried about having enough stuff to fill the time if you've got 2 days. Here we go. Here you go. Have that. As it turns out, we had way too much to do, and so actually about halfway through the day, or just about 3 in the afternoon, we sort of culled about half the stuff off the list, and that was half the stuff which we didn't need to do anyway. Today was all about just getting product photos, kind of for new things we're launching, things we have replaced and so need new angles and new images of. And so today was all kind of that. Tomorrow's a lot more of the kind of lifestyle pictures, a lot of the kind of team photos. We've got 2 new team members, and we've got Sasha, who we might try to get a photo of. So we've got new team members, and so we've got quite a lot more of that sort of stuff to do tomorrow. But today we had to get out of the way all the shots, which are super important and the absolute essentials. What I personally found was this was the least prepared I've ever gone into a photo shoot. As you can probably tell by the fact we were painting half the things on Monday, I also had kind of 3 embroideries I'd taken home over the weekend that I had to finish. 2 of which I still hadn't quite finished, and so I was having to finish while we were doing the photo shoot in order to then slide them into the photo shoot right at the end. So, you know, it was pretty kind of slightly chaotic. Thank God Mum was here, because she was able to kind of hold on to Sasha between feeds and things. And then also she went out with Sasha twice, and that meant that in that window of time I wasn't even kind of worrying at all about what was going on in the other room. I could just entirely focus on the photo shoot, which felt good, but also then you kind of feel a bit like, oh God, am I sort of neglecting my duties? But obviously I'm not. I'm doing what I have to do. So we basically, as I was saying, the photo shoot felt slightly more chaotic for me than it usually would, because I hadn't been through the photo shoot, kind of the shot list beforehand, and I hadn't really got stuff arranged in the studio. As it turns out, on the day, both Jen and Izzy were really in control. Both of them fully stepped up, and they were kind of arranging all the shots, arranging all the different images. I actually haven't seen half the images. I wrote an article for our journal all about kind of letting go of control, and I think today was yet another example of the thing of, I just have to let go. There's no way I can do everything while seeing every photo, okaying every single thing. It's just not viable anymore. And either what we do is either I stay kind of tightly gripping every single aspect of the business, or I trust my team and I therefore give myself the freedom to be able to do more, because they're all stepping up and doing more. And obviously that's what everyone wants to do anyway, and that's what they're absolutely everyone's so able to do. So what, again, one of the things I learned today is, just because I'm not in control and just because I'm feeling a bit chaotic doesn't mean everyone else around me is feeling like that, which it's quite hard to kind of recognise that sometimes. So tomorrow we've got quite a big shot list again, and this is loads of lifestyle shots. So it sounds the most ridiculous thing, but one of the reasons we had to do a hard stop today at about 5:30, we had to stop with Jessie, and Mum and I had to urgently leave because I had to go get my nails done, which in normal course of business would be like a nice thing to do. But actually, because tomorrow we have to do loads of shots where I'm sewing and holding things up, and my hands were in absolute state, I basically couldn't, it wouldn't be nice photos if you have really horrible hands. And so I had to go get my nails done. And so in a way, some of those things which often maybe seem, you wouldn't think are part of your job now, are now part of the job. So I got home, left Mum with Sasha, went there, just got back home about 15 minutes ago, fed her, changed her, got her ready for bed, and then Mum's handily making supper. And so we'll have kind of a relaxing evening because we have no urgent last minute things now to have to do for tomorrow's photo shoot. But one of the changes we are making is that now, originally Mum hadn't been going to come with me to the photo shoot tomorrow, but she is now, because I can't do it without her. I couldn't do it without the extra pair of hands, or I could do it, but I would seriously limit the amount of photos we're going to get if I was that distracted the whole time. So again, it's the importance of having good support around me, which is invaluable. So that's where we're at. We're going to get you to bed, aren't we? And and we will see you guys tomorrow after we've had another day of photo shoot. Good morning. It's 7:50 and I've just been up for about half an hour actually. And my mum is just here, just getting Sasha up, and then I'll feed her and then we'll go on our way. Today is our second day of our photo shoot. I actually had quite a sort of up and down night last night, very short windows of sleep. In any normal day right now, I would absolutely not be up yet. I would have gone back to bed. Sasha was still asleep. She'd gone back to bed about sort of 6 a.m. She could have slept on another hour or so. I would have very happily slept longer, but it's the second day of our photo shoot, and actually one of the very rare days the entire team is in, including Kitty, who's recently started working with us, and she's working remotely. She's come across from Margate to be here today so that we can get new group photos, so we can get new photos of her and Leggy, who've joined the team. But there's absolutely no way on a day like today, firstly, I can miss it, and secondly, we also have a load more photos we've got to get through, and I need to be present and around to be able to get through those. So it's far from ideal to sort of, in a way, to be this tired for it, but I was meant to work also tomorrow from home and then have Friday off. I think we'll just do a switch around, and tomorrow take the day off, Friday work in bits and bobs, like desk-based work that I now need to do. I've got a lot of desk-based stuff that's been building up because I haven't kind of opened my computer for the week so far, and also had a load of tasks from last week, instruction booklets, things I've got to order, stuff that cannot be moved, that I can end up doing. Maybe actually instead I shift all my work pattern around to do Friday morning instead. One of the things that I regularly get messaged and told, and actually we've had people email it as well, is saying to me things like, oh, the business can wait, work can wait. And I guess when you listen to this, and I'm tired, but I still have to get on with it, there is that question that comes to people's mind of just chill out. I think there's a few things on that, which I would say, as someone who owns a business, firstly, I think unless you own your own business, you don't know what it's like. Unless you employ people, you don't know what it's like. And so as much as there's a lot that can wait, and the pace of work that I'm doing at the moment is sort of so much slower than what we used to do, what we did before. I've held back so much stuff. I've held back an absolute ton of new product launches. There's loads of projects I really want to work on that I'm not working on this year at all. I've started ring fence them and said I have no time to think about them until January. I would never have done that before. So there's aspects which I am holding back. But actually, I can't just kind of let the business wait, because you have seasonal periods. We're about to come up to the busiest retail quarter of the year. And yeah, maybe it would have been better if I had Sasha in May, but that's not the kind of plans that we get to make. So it means that I have to be back, because we are already behind on getting sort of imagery, getting Christmas launches out. And I have a team, I've got a studio, I've got people whose livelihoods sort of depend on the work we do. So to some extent, it's not an option just to let the business wait. And obviously, there's choices I'm making along the way. Like, I'm ambitious for the business. I never had to make the business kind of grow the way it's growing. I would rather choose that and choose this slightly chaotic, slightly overtired period at times than make us stagnate if we don't need to, basically. So that would be my first thing, is just always be sensitive. If you're kind of saying to someone, slow down, the business can wait, be conscious of the fact that if you haven't lived that experience, you don't quite know that the business can wait. You don't quite know what the position of the business is to why the person is choosing to work the way they're working. The other thing I'd say is that I know it always comes to a really good place, but actually in a way it makes it feel a bit worse when sometimes when people say it, because it makes you feel like I'm not particularly worried about what people think of me to some extent. You know, I'm sharing this not to seek opinions, but because it's what I'm choosing to do, and I'm hoping that it's kind of valuable for other people. It's not saying that this is the way to do it, and absolutely at times it really feels like this is not the way to do it. I'd love someone to show me the way, but sometimes when you say to people, oh, chill out, the business can wait, it's a bit like if someone's annoyed saying, why are you so annoyed? It's kind of, you know, it doesn't actually help someone kind of feel calmer. And so one of the things about that is there are times to be relaxed, and those come in days, they come in hours, they come in weeks. I just had 2 weeks in Switzerland, very chilled, very relaxed, really enjoying every moment of the day with Sasha, with my husband, with my, you know, being together, not thinking about work and doing just fun bits. I get back from that, and that means I have to go into an intense period. That doesn't mean that's the way that I'm living the entire time. So anyway, I thought I'd side note that, because it's quite nice to be able to, in this vlog, respond to kind of comments and things that are coming in. And I know these things are always super well intentioned, and so I just want to explain that if you
feel like, why is she working so hard? That's a little bit why. Anyway, that's over. Got my breakfast to eat. Sasha's about to come down any minute. We're going to head to the studio. I will take some videos again of today. And then we have my dad's cousin coming for dinner tonight. Maybe I'll get an opportunity before tonight to vlog again. In all likelihood, I probably won't. And I can hear Sasha coming now, a very hungry baby. So, yeah, see you on the other side. Oh, thank you, Mum. It's a...
And up a little. Behind the scenes, you want to.
Hello, I am home. It is the end of the day. It's, what is it, 6:30 now? I'm just videoing this from the car because, again, Sasha's sort of vaguely settled in the car. She's definitely not going to be for long. But I thought I can video. Here you go, Debbie. Here you go, Snoopy. But she's definitely not going to be for long. So I thought I'd quickly get the video in before I go in the house. When I get in the house, I'm just going to want to completely chill out. So we finished second day of the photo shoot. It was a really good day, and I know this morning when I videoed I was tired. Obviously I am tired still, but I feel so proud of myself, so proud of the team, so proud of what we've created. And sometimes when you have these photo shoots, it's the moment when your kind of products or what you're doing comes to life, because you finally see, I mean, Jesse, our photographer we've always worked with, he's brilliant, brings the colours to life, but you get these arrangements of stuff together and you think, bloody hell, that's so good. I'm so proud of what we're creating. And I'm also so grateful for the team because they make everything possible, so supportive. There's no question that anything is ever sort of like too much of a burden in a way. And when we're doing these photo shoots, there's loads of really boring stuff you've got to do. Like you've got to unmount embroideries, remount embroideries, kind of over and over. And you have to ask someone in the team, say, can you just take that off the mount board? Can you put it back on the mount board? Can you take it off the mount board? It's really repetitive, rubbish stuff. And everyone's so up for it. The whole team is tired because the whole studio is kind of chaotic. And today we had, like I said, we had the whole team in. Our workspaces were overflowing as it is, but having everyone in the studio, whilst we've got a photo shoot going on, whilst we've also taken some really big deliveries, no one has a proper place to be able to work. So everyone's kind of working on all sorts of weird surfaces just to kind of accommodate what's going on. And I'm super grateful for that because it's a chaotic work environment. I'm now going to be at home the next 2 days. I'm going to I have bits of work, like I said this morning, I have bits of work I'm going to have to be able to do, but I'm going to make those bits of work kind of fit very much into windows when I feel up for it. I'm not going to kind of worry a little bit about when it happens. I definitely need some time to chill out. This is not easy. Please, I'm sure I'm not making it look easy, but this returning to work, when you're running the business with Sasha, it has been a really intense couple of weeks, the last 2 weeks, because we've had a lot of people, like things going on where things are happening in the studio. Next week, it's just me, the team in the studio. It's a normal working week, desk-based week. Hey, darling, 1 second. Hey, 1 second. It's a normal desk-based week, and therefore, I'll share some of that as well. But this is not representative of what's been going on the last couple of weeks. Anyway, she really wants to go inside the house now, so I'm going to go inside the house and I will touch base at some point later. Bye. Hello, it's Thursday. It's Thursday afternoon. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon. I feel amazing today because I had a really good night's sleep. And I don't need a really good night's sleep every night, but having one once in a while makes the world of difference to sort of
how I feel. It's amazing. It shows you how important sleep is. But last night we had our friend Charlotte for dinner, which was lovely. And then Sasha slept really well. And because Mum was here and because I wasn't going to the studio today, when Sasha woke up early in the morning, I then took her down for her kind of second nap. She quite often would like to have a second snooze in the morning, rather than that usually happening when I'm on my way commuting to the studio. That happened with Mum. Mum had her downstairs and I was able to go back to bed, got another sort of hour and a half of sleep, and makes the world of difference. And then we've just had a really slow morning. I did a bit of sewing this morning, then Mum and I went for a long walk in the park, sort of stopped, had coffee, had a sandwich, just got back, and then she has gone out with Sasha now. They've gone to the Royal Academy to go see an exhibition, and in normal circumstances on previous visits I would have gone with them, but instead today I am now using this time to get my work done. So I've got kind of some instruction booklets to finish. I've got a newsletter for tomorrow which goes to our studio members to finish. I've got a section to add. Meg has written most of it, but I've got a section that I need to add. So I've got kind of a few specific tasks. I probably now got about an hour and a half window in which to do it. If I don't manage to get that done, I will do a bit of carryover till tomorrow morning, but obviously I'd love to get as much done as I can. I'd like to just get this bit done really efficiently. So that's where I'm at. And then hopefully if I can get that done, I don't have to work tomorrow because I've kind of done everything I need to do for the week. The next time going into the studio is Monday. And I think this is where I'm at. I think I can basically do 3 full days of work a week, 3 kind of 9 till 6 intense days. More than that becomes really hard because when you're not sleeping, particularly at night either, it's sort of, I kind of run on empty a little bit. But what I love about how I feel today is that I feel so appreciative of the slowness of today. I feel so appreciative of the fact, like in the morning, I could go back to bed and have a cup of tea, sat with Sasha, like that. It feels like something special. Whereas in a way, I feel like if I was doing it every day, maybe I'm just a sucker for punishment or whatever, but if I was doing it every day, I'd feel, I wouldn't necessarily feel like it feels special or that I feel like I've earned it in a way, which is ridiculous. It's sort of a ridiculous mentality, but it's part of the mentality I feel like I've always had. I sort of like to earn my breaks. But the fact that I'm going back to work makes the time when I'm not at work feel really special and feel really exciting. And it's sort of lovely just to go for a slow walk in the park. If I had a slow walk in the park every day, I might forget to enjoy it or forget how special or what a luxury it is to have that time. So I'm feeling now, this is kind of getting towards the end of second week back at work, like it's chaotic and it's tiring, but the days which are tiring, it won't last because I'll have a day which is quiet and chilled and relaxed. I'm not intending to be working kind of full time, full pace, 5 days a week, any time before Sasha's sort of 8-9 months. I'm intending to kind of work very much kind of 3 days a week, 3 days plus a few extra hours here and there, as and when I see fit, as and when I want to. That's the plan. And I now, today, having had a good night's sleep and having had a slow morning, I feel like that's kind of infinitely manageable. So I'm conscious again, this video diary is probably pretty lengthy anyway. So this is where I'm going to leave you. So I'm now at my desk, hour and a half. Tomorrow, hopefully not really working. Got some sewing to finish. So when I say not really working, I will now finish this sewing. Got little elephants I'm going to add down at the bottom here. And I've got this piece, under the camera, this piece here, which I also want to finish. But now I'm not on a deadline for when I need to finish them because they were photographed. So that's really lovely because I don't have to kind of rush about finishing them. I can just enjoy them. We've got my aunt coming for dinner tonight, which will be great because she's not been to the house and she's not met Sasha before. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then tomorrow, Mum and I are going out to Portobello Road in the morning. We're going to go look at some fabric shops. Going to go meet my mother-in-law for lunch. So it is sort of leisurely tail off the week, and then my husband's back on Saturday, which is really exciting. So that's where I'm at. I feel like, feel really positive, feel really happy, really excited about the months ahead now. Far less daunted in a way than I felt at the start of the week. So I will see you on another video diary, but comment as well, please. Tell me you like them because or else it's like speaking into the void. And it's so nice just to get a few comments back, which make me think, oh yes, this is great. This is worthwhile, and also makes me, just feels really lovely to have some interaction. Otherwise I am just like a mad person talking to my camera on my phone. Anyway, there we go. I will see you for the next diary. Bye bye.